I'll be going through my old videos and comparing the prices of cars 5 years ago in 2017 and seeing what they are now. I'm just doing JDM cars for this video, but if you'd like to see me do another one of these videos for American, Euro, or even exotic cars, then make sure to like this video to show me that you like this series, and also make sure to subscribe so you can actually see those videos when they come out. A normal inflation rate is about 2% each year, meaning that after 5 years, these cars should only be about 10% higher. Heck, some of them should even stay the same or be lower because usually cars depreciate. But you're about to see just how badly clout culture has ruined a lot of these car prices. So a lot of people constantly say it's ruined car prices, but because I actually am a YouTuber who's actually documented the former prices of these cars in the past, I can actually give you statistical, factual data. It hurts, because a lot of these car prices have inflated well beyond 10%. So without further ado, JDM guys, buying cars right now be like this. So the first car we're going to look at is a Subaru Impreza WRX, one of the earlier 2000 models. So let's just look at a 2004 just as an example. So in my video in the past, by the way, I'm going to link all the videos of my past that I'm getting these prices from, so you can actually factually see that cars were once listed for these prices. $6,000, that's what it used to be in 2017, so let's see what it is now. It's not super horrible. It looks like most of these prices are... It's gone up for sure. I mean, you have to remember, cars get more mileage as years pass, so technically you are getting ripped off. This is definitely more than a 10% inflation, so it's still beating that rule. Almost 10 grand, and actually after tax, title, and registration, that is 10 grand, and this was a car you used to be able to just buy from some schmuck for 6 grand in a private party transaction, and not worry about a whole bunch of dealer overhead and whatnot. The next car we're going to be looking at is a Mitsubishi Ralliart, which I have listed as $9,000. Alright, so I have it set to Evo 10, and I'm proud to say this car has actually depreciated. It's actually gone down since I last listed them. There's some of them, you know, the all-wheel drive ones, but that's decent mileage for a car that's from 2012. You know, that's 10 years ago now. That's really weird to say that, but yes, it's 2022. A 2012 car is 10 years ago. Are indeed going for less, because the one I had listed was a front-wheel drive one, which is going to be these ones. So these ones did depreciate, and it looks like if you're buying an all-wheel drive model, I think their prices also stay the same. I don't remember off the top of my head, but I think the all-wheel drive one sold for around 15 grand in the past. Yeah, it's gonna have more miles now, but it looks like Mitsubishi prices are not too affected since they don't really make cool cars anymore, so there's not as much support for them. And I say that, but the next car we look at also doesn't have much support for, but we'll see if this, you guys already know. You see me dialing it. you already know what suffering's about to induce. You can already feel the blown apex seals from here. In 2017, you can find Mazda RX-8s for 4 grand, and that was for cars that had around 100k miles. These, as you can see, have more than 100k, and they're more than 4 grand. And by the way, that was one that ran for 4 grand. By the time you spent less, you could just get a body style, and then you could LS swap it. Like, you just spend 2 grand, find an empty shell, put an LS in it, and make it run. By the time you found ultra clean ones, you were spending 6 to 8 grand. Unfortunately, it looks like you're getting high mileage ones by the time you're spending 6 grand even. Thankfully, this isn't the worst yet, but their prices did go up. You know, I'm just gonna say that. Okay, Mazda Miata. So while we're still on Mazda, we'll look at the NA Miatas in specific. So let's try to... You know, you always get clapped out stuff when it comes to buying Miatas. That's just how it is. No, this is not the one I wanted to click. This one. This like primer looking paint job right here. It's like matte. But yeah, their prices have basically doubled. More, if not even tripled, because like I said, this was a car I could find for 2 to 3 grand in the past, and now they're like 9 grand. Wow, the NA Miatas get a lot more expensive than the NBs do. Yeah, people really want NA Miatas. It's crazy. Just out of curiosity, I wonder what the highest one listed is. Let's see. Oh my lord, 25. Let me guess. It's a all-stock boomer jizzing collector mobile. This is something that you're meant to hide in your basement, I bet. Let's look at it. It's the 1.6, so it's not even the 1.8. Let's see. There's no shot it's an automatic. They might have just listed it wrong. Oh my god, no they didn't. It's actually not. You're telling me this is worth 25 grand, California? A 4-speed automatic that is the 1.6 liter, that is 41,000 miles. Oh boy, low mileage for a car that's this old. Suck my... You know, I can't even finish that sentence because of YouTube, but you know what I wanted to say. And it's only gonna get worse from here because the next car is gonna physically hurt me. I might have to actually use a different website to find it because not a lot of these cars are listed. So specifically, I want to look at the 99 model, if there's even any for sale. Research, please. Minimum year, they don't even have a 99 for sale because that's not letting me filter to it. So I will try to look them up on another website. But as you can see, I don't even have to scroll down. This is an SL, front wheel drive, $39,000. A VR4, oh, but it has 5,000 miles, so it's basically new. I don't care. This one, 50k miles, right? Low mileage, 40k, 36k. Let's, you know what, I forgot to tell you what the prices of these cars originally were. VR4s, 12 grand and under. That was actually 12 grand for the 99 models is what I have written for 2017. For $12,000, you could buy the sexiest car ever made. It's one that I'm still trying to hunt for to this day. But I unfortunately don't have any more garage space for it because I'm moving, you know, you guys will find out later why. But I tried to find one and I had someone actually sweep it underneath my feet and the hunt begins again. But in the past, I cannot believe they were just 12 grand. The non-VR4 models were basically half the price. You can get an SL for 6 grand. You can get a base for 4 grand. And these were cars that teenagers beat the snot out and drove as first cars. Look at the prices now. The VR4s, it's pretty common for them to be 25,000 minimum. But it looks like somehow even the front wheel drive models, so like the SLs or sometimes not even the SL. The non-SL literally is a front wheel drive base model without a turbo. And these prices are insane, actually mental. I want to actually just bawl. Like, so these are the lower priced ones. Okay, whatever. Okay, this is a, look at this guy. So this is an SL front wheel drive, 7 grand, right? This isn't my favorite body style, obviously, because the 99 to me is the coolest looking car ever. I'll put one up on the screen because I can't find one, unfortunately, that's for sale right now. I don't blame them because people who have 99s, even the base models, that body style is so desirable right now that most of the owners are just holding on to them. They're refusing to sell it. Oh, what the? Okay, I didn't expect to find this. Apparently someone did this to the 3K GTSL. Oh my god. This is a tragedy. It's actually a tragedy. This car, so we're gonna keep this video going before, and actually the next car is only gonna make me angrier. Acura, you already know which car I'm about to punch in. This is gonna cause some, as you know, Phil Swift would say, now that's a lot of damage, because this is gonna be a lot of emotional damage. Let's do first generation NSX. Let's set it to lowest price first. It won't matter. It won't matter. Look at this. 105 grand, 65 grand, 86 grand, 64, 60. Okay, so these are the prices I have listed. In 2017, you could buy a very cleanly kept under 60k miles automatic NSX for 37 grand or a manual NSX under 60k miles for 45 grand. I have this very well documented. This is a compilation of average prices of over 25 listed models of each. This was a car I wanted to buy back then, which is why I have all this information. Hoovy bought a clapped out manual transmission one for 32 grand, I believe, back in 2016 or 17, I forget. And this is a car I'm constantly looking at because it's the one that got away. It's just like the 3K GT. Why are the only Japanese cars that I like superbly out of everyone's reach right now? Like, yeah, I could buy one of these cars. I have the money for it, but I won't be happy spending that money. It's one of those things where, like, yeah, I could trade in the Corvette, or yeah, I could, you know, if I sold my house, I could actually buy like a Lamborghini Aventador. So, like, you know, that just to put perspective how much I could buy if I liquidated all my assets. But let's be real, you shouldn't have to think about liquidating your current assets to buy an old JDM car. That doesn't make sense. These make me want to cry. Oh my god. We'll set it to manual only now. So manual cars, like I said, were 45 grand in 2017. And I really didn't want to filter it out because I was going to be like, oh, we just don't talk about the manuals. But you can now see why. They're 74 grand. I think this one might just be listed incorrectly because I saw that one for the automatic also. It looks like 75 grand, so it's 10 grand more than the automatic for the cheaper ones. And it looks like, yeah, I knew it. They basically they go to 6 figures. This is a 6-figure car now. And it keeps going. It keeps going. Oh my god. And by the time you get to the non-pop-up ones, they're basically worth more than a new NSX. It's not even a joke. So watch this. Yeah, 135 grand, 137, 138. Okay, 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. If you're like, Bladed, what are you counting? I'll show you what I counted. I was counting how many new NSXs you could buy for the price of an old NSX. So there are around 15 brand new NSXs that are listed for less than old NSX. I can't believe I'm saying this. I would rather you buy the new NSX. As much as I didn't like the new NSX upon release, and that showed with its initial production launch with the low sales, in 2017, that was not a good car to buy because it was, you know, 205 grand MSRP. But the fact that you can buy a new NSX for 138 grand and it's like a sub 3-second car that's new, so it's gonna have low mileage. I think some of them are still on warranty. So, and like, it's just a newer car, so it's gonna have better technology, be more reliable, reliable in air quotes, but you know what I mean, like it's lower mileage. And it's not gonna have tons and tons of owners, some of which you could have possibly smoked or farted in the seats all the time. That's crazy, you know. This is the one time where I'll concede defeat and actually say that, yeah, the real, like the new NSX is actually a good deal now. It's tragic. Like, this blue is beautiful. This car is beautiful. The front, the rear, I love the lower bumper on the newer model NSXs. Like the NA1s onwards had such a beautiful rear. This really did do a lot of damage to me to look this car up, because, you know, a lot of these cars I've sporadically looked up, but looking them up all for this video, I'm hurting myself a lot. I did not expect, like I said, I don't think everyone talks about how crappy prices are now, right? But because I actually have the old prices listed here that I'm able to compare it to, I'm able to actually see the stupidity. So in editing, I'm gonna show the percentage differences. The next car we'll look at is, well, the Toyota Supra Mark IV specifically. This is the car I have memorized. In fact, let's look up its price. It was 20 grand for an automatic non-turbo. It was 50 grand for manual turbo. And these are both USDM models, because apparently people actually like the left-hand drive ones more than the right-hand drive ones here in the States. It's really weird. It's the reverse of the Skyline, basically. I have it sorted to lowest price first, and the first things I see are 79 and 85 and then 38. So I'm going, okay, this one doesn't have photos, this one does. So what I'm betting is this is probably going to be an okay, it's a manual. Oh, it's a right-hand drive one, that's why. So, okay, so here's a 2-door turbo hatchback. Okay, look at that price. Look at that price. Suffer, mortal, as your pathetic magic betrays you. This is terrible. I can't believe this is... Oh no, why am I still scrolling down? Do I just hate myself? I hate that I looked at these prices. There's a next page button still. Like this, I get that this is modded, right? Because it has a wide body. I can already see. It's cool. It's cool as hell. It's got them thick hips. It's got a nice ducktail spoiler on it. I mean, it's so clean looking, yeah, but oh my god. Oh my god. Like, you know that one scene in Fast and Furious where it's the Mark IV Supra and the Ferrari 355? You know, actually, let's look up the 355's price right now. Let's just look it up. Our main characters in the Supra go up to the guy in the 355 and they're like, how much is it? You know, what's the retail on one of those? And the guy goes, Ferrari, more than you can afford, pal, because, you know, it's Ferrari. Ferrari. Oh, how you doing with that logic, Ferrari? Wow. Oh. So if we did that scene again, the snootiness of the Ferrari owner, it would actually be he would park up next to the Supra guy, and he would say the line, what's the retail on one of those? More than you can afford, pal, Supra. This car is now cheaper than the Toyota Supra. That entire scene has not aged well, which should not be a thing, by the way. We should not live in a world where a Toyota costs substantially more than a Ferrari of the same year. Or similarly year, because the Supra's actually a bit older. So I am going to make a note here. I did not look at Skyline prices, unfortunately, in 2017. I'm just going to say it right now. I'm not a walking computer. I'm going to have some fanboy in the comments who's going to be super mad at me, like, how dare you not know what my dream car used to cost? It's like, look, alright, instead of being a senseless hater, be helpful and contribute to this video. If you remember what R32s were going for in 2017, comment it down below, you know? I appreciate it. I would like to know, and then tell me what you found out that they cost now. Because I obviously did not look up every single car in the world back in 2017 and keep track of their prices and average 25 models like I did for every other car. So what we're going to look at instead that I do have listed is I did look at Nissan GT-R, the R35s. So what I have written here is the pre-2012 models, so the ones that didn't have a good transmission, you could find for 45 grand back in 2017. And again, these are averages taken by 25 models that I looked at that I did for those videos in 2017, meaning some were even cheaper than 45 grand and some were more expensive, which causes the average to be 45. For 2012 to 14 models, even black editions went for around 60 to 65 grand on average. The newer models, so the facelift, if they were okay, the facelift ones are basically, you know, 120 grand because they were brand new in 2017 at the time. What I had for 2015 to 16 was around 70 to 80 grand. So what we're looking at already here is completely annihilated anything that I've just said. So here we have a 2009 GT-R. This would have been in the 45 grand category because it's a pre-2012 model, right? And it's 73.8 grand. What we're looking at for sure is the pre-2012 models have gone up a lot. So by the time we're getting to 70 grand, that's almost 20 grand more than what they used to be. And we still have not seen 2012 yet. This is insane. So these look like they're not as modded. So this is like, these are just low mileage, quote unquote, old GT-Rs you can buy for, that's basically double, that is double the price, more than double in fact, of what you used to be able to buy one of these cars for. They're still not on our page yet. Finally, this is the first 2012 GT-R that we found. And it's 90 grand. From 60 to 65 is what this used to sell for. And the next one next to it is 95 grand. It's okay, it looks like the ones that have the good transmission. Let's just actually just sort it out. So again, thanks for watching. Thanks for enjoying this video. If you like this video, make sure to like it. And if you want to watch more automotive content, make sure to subscribe. Other than that, see y'all next time. Blade Angel out.